Hello Internet folk, and hello to the Tiddlerhood. For a long time I've been wanting a way to be able to take notes in a very simple tool, so that I can later take those notes and bring them over to TiddlyWiki for some serious note linking, formatting, taking care of all of the intertwingularity between the new note and whatever else I happen to have in the TiddlyWiki. But just for note taking, I wanted a simple tool to take my regular notes to then process later on in TiddlyWiki. Now, I discovered today, as somebody posted in TiddlyWiki, about something called FeatherWiki, which is a TiddlyWiki Lite, if you will. It's only 65 kilobytes, super small, super fast. It's just meant for taking notes and linking notes. It doesn't have all of the the oomph that TiddlyWiki would have with widgets and transclusion and all that stuff. But one of the problems I had with taking notes in some other small tool and then dragging those notes into TiddlyWiki is losing the formatting. Some editors that I used markup, and I'm not a big fan of markup. It's enough that I learned the TiddlyWiki syntax. But I've got no choice but to know HTML, so I don't mind HTML codes coming over. The only problem is that when you drag formatted text from some website into TiddlyWiki, you get a whole whack of HTML going along with it. So I took a little time today and I came up with, don't know what else to call it, this is a bit of a long moniker here, but a web text import HTML reducer. So, get rid of as much of the fluff, and usually that fluff is CSS. Let me give a demo because showing it is you seeing it is a lot easier than me explaining it. And let's close off the tiddlers in this instance of TiddlyWiki I've got open here, and let's see what happens when we drag some text from any web page. In this particular case, I'm bringing it over from FeatherWiki. We bring this text over to TiddlyWiki and we import. Here's our opportunity to give a name to the tiddler that get created. So let's just call this test import. We'll save the name and let's import. And now we take a look at this tiddler that got created, and it looks like what we've got over there. It looks like what we had in the source, but if we really inspect it, we get a whole bunch of CSS that got brought in along with the HTML and the text that we want to bring over. Now, to take notes, on a regular basis with a smaller tool and dragging these notes over into TiddlyWiki later, TiddlyWiki is going to get pretty big pretty fast if we're dragging in all this stuff. So what I did is I built a little something to get rid of all of the fluff. And let me show you what that looks like. So if we grab this text and we bring it over and we drop it in this drop zone right here, and it brings up a custom import tiddler that does a little bit of magic, and I forgot to give it a name, but anyway. This, I don't know if I would have called test import, would look the same as this guy. However, if we take a look at the content, we've gone from all of this that got copied over to just the HTML tags. Now, if you don't like HTML and you find it messy, this is not going to be a solution for you. But I don't mind the HTML tags. I'm used to them. And I make use of them a lot, sometimes just to create some custom formatting inside of TiddlyWiki. So this is just a quick way to be able to, yes, use a smaller tool to take my notes all day long, and at the end of the day drag those notes into TiddlyWiki without losing the formatting, fonts and all that stuff. I couldn't care less, but at least I got my bullets right, I got my headings, and I can deal with the tags. And in this particular case, I'm bringing in a note. If I'm fine with the note as is, there's nothing else to do. Then if I do want to adorn it, okay, I've got the HTML tags in the way to, let's say, when I'm going out to, link to pages I may have already. Uh, the tags are a little bit in the way, but I don't mind that too much. I can live with that for now. So this is certainly a quick way to bring in some text without overloading your main note organization tool, in this case TiddlyWiki, without cluttering it with a whole bunch of background colors and all that other stuff. And now that said, if you do drag something over and you do want the colors, well, then you would just use the regular TiddlyWiki import to do that kind of thing. So instead of dropping the text on this custom drop zone that I got here, you just use the regular TiddlyWiki drop import feature to then bring in, some content with all of the HTML related to it. So we see we got all that stuff. So anyway, just a little something I want to demo. See if there's any interest for this kind of thing. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be using this a lot and use it in TiddlyWiki with FeatherWiki as a sidekick for quick note taking that I can drag over later on. Anyway, hope you found this interesting. Cheers.